All right, Shalom, Israel. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Hana. And since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth, teaching the Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous people that they are the true descendants from the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, who are the 12 tribes of Israel? The 12 tribes of Israel are God's chosen people. A lot of people don't know, because of the Christian church, that God has a chosen people that are above all people of the face of the earth. And the Lord has not dealt with any other nation as he has dealt with the nation of Israel. As for the other nations, the Lord doesn't know them. You understand? The Lord loves the nation of Israel. He has given the laws to the nation of Israel, which is our forefathers. You understand? The ones who come from that transatlantic slave trade. We are God's chosen people, right? And this is the ISUPK Trenton Law Class. You know what I'm saying? This is Wednesday. We have the law class on Wednesday. Thursday is the history class. Friday will be Lashawan Kodash, which is the Hebrew. You understand? The Holy Tongue. So, we're starting this class off just letting the brothers and sisters know that we are God's chosen people and that we have laws to follow. And what do these laws consist of? You got the moral code laws, you got the dietary laws, and you got your high holy days of worship, right? The Christian church, however, has not taught us to serve the Lord in the right way. You understand? And that's why we are destroyed as a nation of people. We spent a lot of time growing up in America, not knowing who we are, trying to find some acceptance as young men and young sisters. And we end up living this Christian lifestyle by default. A lot of us say that we're not religious, but we still gather on a Christian holiday with our families, right? We still do what Christians do. We still think about God how Christians think about God. And the ISUBK is here to give you practical knowledge. Knowledge to apply to your life for the better good. Giving you the truth about who God is according to the Bible. The Bible that we read in the ISUBK is the 1611 King James Holy Bible. If you don't have the Apocrypha, you're missing the 14 books that were taken out of the Bible. You understand? You can see that right here. Right? This Apocrypha holds a lot of good detail on, you know, the wisdom that we should be carrying in our nation. You can read the book of Ecclesiasticus, which we're going to go into tonight. There's a lot of missing wisdom that our people don't have. And the ISUBK is here to give that truth to you. You understand? Like I said again, young men, young sisters, we growing up in America not really knowing who we are and why did we wake up into these circumstances that we live in today. Why are our people at the bottom today in society, right? Why does it seem like we have to sell drugs? Why does it seem like we have to rap or play football, you understand, to be accepted in this kingdom? We have to entertain people to be accepted in this kingdom. We're not taught on how to rely on ourselves. You understand? We're not taught on how to, you know, support one another. In our society, in our culture, Shalaki, in our culture, we're taught on how to go against one another, right? Our oppressor has Our oppressor has conspired to get us to be enemies to one another. You understand? Our oppressor is our curse as a nation of people. The ones who have a history of oppressing us is our curse. You understand? They are the ones who created hell for the Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous men. And in the IHBK, we're trying to tell you and teach you that this school is for your healing from all the trauma that the oppressor has put on your family and on you as an individual. This is your health. This is what you need in order to live the truth out of the wisdom of the Bible. You understand? We get that in Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. Because I want you to live. I don't want you to be the walking dead. I'm tired of seeing my people off of drugs. I'm tired of seeing them looking like zombies, slumped over. You understand? Stuck in the middle of the street. Right? When you look at our people today, we are living like the walking dead. We're not being fathers to our children. We're not being husbands to our wives. The wives are not being wives to their husband. And the children hate and despise their parents. They don't want nothing to do with their parents. And that's a spirit that we have learned from the ones who oppressed us, from the ones who have more privilege than we have. You understand? This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. You understand? This book is the commandments of the Most High God. What we're reading in the King James Bible, you're reading the law of the Most High, right? The law that endure forever. So anybody that told you that the law is done away with, they're contradicting themselves. They're lying on the Lord. You understand? The law that endure forever, all they that keep it shall come to life. So picture that. The ones that's out here that you can compare to being the walking dead, doing drugs, killing themselves, selling drugs to one another, and just doing evil and solely meditating to do evil to one another, right? If those people would stop and turn away from all their evil doings and come and serve the Lord by keeping his law, you would experience how you're coming to life. You understand? When you're living like the walking dead, you have a lot of hopelessness. Like you don't have no desire to live long. You don't have no desire to live long. It's not even a thought in your head. A lot of us don't even think that we're going to make it to 18. Don't even think that we're going to make it to 22. Right? We already feel like the walking dead because of how much death we already seen in our environment. Of how much people that we know have been killed by the gun or overdosed by the drugs. You understand? Or that's gone away in prison for life. Right? And that's all because we do not keep the laws of the Most High. And the laws of the Most High is going to bring us together as a nation of people. And that's what Black people need. We need to come together in these times. These times where there's rumors of wars and nations going against nations, a lot of people are going back to their race. A lot of people are going back to their nation. They're siding with their people. So you have to ask yourself, Black men, Hispanic man? Who are you going to side with when it comes time for that to be a decision in your life? Are you still going to believe in that American dream where, they're trying to push this propaganda where, God loves everybody and we should all be one under the American flag? Or are you going to solely try to revive your people, try to be there for your people, invest in your people's businesses, help your people increase? And that's what Christ was sent here to do, to save us from our iniquity. The fact that we hate each other so much, we join gangs that already have rivals. And we don't even care why or know why. We're about to go across on the other side of town and put in work. We don't even care. We don't know why. We just know that they are the opposite. When really we the same people. The Lord didn't make us to kill one another. You understand? That is suicide, man. You hate yourself because you choose to kill someone that looks just like you, someone that does what you do. And that's suicide, man. We will never get above the ones who oppressed us if we continue to kill one another. And that's the fact. That is the truth. Here in the ISBK, we're trying to eliminate the murder. We're trying to teach brothers it's time to live. Stop choosing death. You understand? Choose life. Serve the Lord. Learn the book of life, man. Keep these commandments and come to life. Because if you keep choosing your own way, you will walk your way into death. The Lord made you to serve him so he can serve you with blessings so that you can conquer your enemies. You understand? It's a reason why he's telling you not to trust in your enemies. And look at what we do as a nation of people today. We trust in our enemies, but we wouldn't dare trust in our own people's wisdom. We have to go ahead and learn Black history from the ones who have a history of oppression. We suffer from Stockholm syndrome. We love our oppressors and we despise one another. In Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, it says, "Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired." Christian church is not teaching us to gather together. The Christian church wants us to be just like our enemy because they are docile. They are controlled by the enemy. And when you have the church in power, you got the government in power, and they create weak men. Now, you might not even be in the church, but because your father was a pastor, or because your father was a church goer, everything that he learned in the church, he brought to his household and taught you as a child. You understand? You might not have a father, but everything your mother learned in the church, she brought to her household and taught you as a child. She taught you all the things that makes you go astray from the Most High God. And that's why the Lord is going to destroy them pastors, man. He's going to destroy the Christian church right along with the government. You understand? And he doesn't want us to suffer that wrath. So we have a duty to be holy. And what keeps us holy? The word holy means, or translates to the Hebrew word kodash, which means to be separate or set apart. What keeps us separate from this world? What keeps us separate from the society? What keeps us separate from the unjust individual? The law of the Most High God. You understand? You shouldn't number yourselves with the unjust, with the wicked. Don't join their gangs. Don't join their organizations that make you go astray of the Most High. And the only way to know if you're going astray of the Most High is if you're studying and reading his law. If you keep his law, it'll show that you love the Most High God. Understand? I'm going to bring that out. Keeping his law is the love of God. Yeah. This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. Verse 4. He that says, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. All right? So all them people out there saying that they know the Lord, that they love God, right? But they choose to not keep his commandments. They choose to celebrate Christmas. They choose to celebrate Thanksgiving that just passed, right? And they give themselves an excuse to justify why they do it. They say, I'm gathering together with my family and everybody has a day off on this day. So what, man? So what? There's so many days out the year that your family has off, that you have off, but you gather when the government says gather together, when the oppressor says gather together. You about to go get gifts on Christmas and you don't even know the knowledge behind it. You don't even know the history behind it. What is your reason for going against the Most High? It's because you love yourself, man. Right? You are a God, right? You think that you're better than the Lord. You love what you do. You love what you have chosen and what you have been taught since you was a kid. You don't want to renew your life. You don't want to turn your life around and serve the Lord because it's too hard. It requires discipline. We are a lawless people. Black people, Hispanic, indigenous people, we are a lawless people. We would choose to be stubborn, stiff-necked. We would choose the wrong way instead of just choosing to serve the Lord. The Lord will put us above all these other nations, right? But we choose to do what makes us feel good. It's like as if our flesh is our God. We choose what makes us feel good. We choose that weed. We choose that blunt. We choose to sell drugs because we have a desire for fast money. And we know who loves the fast money. We know who loves the jewelry and the nice clothes, the designer. It's the women. So we choose women over the Lord. Choose to impress them over the Lord. You should put nothing above the Most High God because there is nothing above the Most High God. So that wisdom right there of life, it would teach you. It would teach you to submit to the Lord. You understand? And here in the ISBK, we're trying to gather our people together. That's the mission. That's the mission that if you're a follower of Christ, that's your mission. To gather your people together and serve the Lord. Keep the commandment. ISBK is the home of the truth since 1969. And we ain't going nowhere until Christ return, man. All right? 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So here it is saying right now in the scriptures right here, it's saying this is the love of God. God is telling you what love is. God is telling you what he considers love. You ask anybody today, what is love? They'll give you a whole bunch of explanations when it's simply right here. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Meaning his commandments ain't hard to keep. So anybody that's telling you that you can't keep them, they're a liar. You understand? And they will be at the least in the kingdom of heaven, according to what Christ said. I'll bring that up. So right there, you know that keeping the commandments is the love of God. It's Matthew chapter 5, verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. And this is in red writing. Christ is telling you, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets, or the prophets before Christ. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Christ came to do and complete the law. You understand? Christ came to keep the law. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. You still look up, you see the heavens. You look down, you see the earth. They're still here. This scripture right here is saying, till heaven and earth pass, meaning it's no more. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. So what is the Christian church talking about, man? What is the Christian church talking about when they say that the law is done away with? Christ is telling you that until the heaven and the earth pass, in no wise, what do you say? One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Meaning, till all the prophecies of this Bible be fulfilled. But we just read in Baruch chapter 4 and 1 that the law endured forever. This law is not going anywhere. The Most High is forever. Israel is forever. You understand? We be making a lot of permanent, we be having a lot of permanent solutions for a temporary problem. You understand? We think that what we are going through as a nation of people today is going to be indefinite, meaning like it is just going to be forever. This is going to pass by soon, man. All of this that we're going through as a nation of people, this is all going to pass by soon. You will be on top of the world again, black man, because we was before. You understand? We will be on top of this world again. But it first starts with coming to our power, though. The one who made us, the one who created us. Deuteronomy 28 and 1. All right? And this shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. You understand what I'm saying? So the Lord will set us on high above all the nations of the earth. He will put you above the East Indians, Chinese. He'll put you above the Vietnamese, the South Koreans, the North Koreans. He'll put you above all of these nations, not just the white man, not just the European man of descent, but all of these nations. He'll put you above the one who's kicking your brother and your sisters out of this country right now, out of the land that belongs to you. You understand? I know that the indigenous brothers and sisters is angry because the people that stole their land is kicking the people out of their own land. The anger that you must have. The scriptures say a wise man is angry in oppression. Paraphrase. Oppression maketh a wise man mad. Salaki. But a gift destroyed the heart. And that's what the problem we have as a people. We always want a gift. We always want to be accepted. We always want, what did we want? We wanted the Constitution. We wanted the citizenship. We wanted to eat in their restaurants. We wanted a gift. We wanted to tear down their statues recently after all them riots and everything. We wanted a gift. We want the reparations. You understand? And that's understandable because we are a people that's seeking for true justice. We realize a lot of the things that they do give us is only temporary. And that's why the scriptures is saying a gift destroys the heart. It's only temporary. It's only temporary. You hurting yourself by trusting in another nation. Why continue to trust in a nation that does not love you? This nation does not love you. But the Lord loves you. The Lord is showing you and giving you what love is. It's a question that all these nations have. Everybody has their own understanding of it. Follow the Lord's understanding. Follow your God's understanding of what love is. By keeping his laws. And what does his laws consist of? Brotherly love. What's brotherly love? Brotherhood. Meaning that you're not about to try and steal no man's girl. You're not about to try and steal no man's family. That's his woman. That's his family. You understand? You're not about to sell drugs to another man's family. You're not about to put poison into your street. You're not about to teach the kids to poison their people. Look at our environment today in our neighborhoods. It's the youngest putting in work now. It's the youngest that's out here selling dog food to our people, selling that poison, selling that death to our people. And when our oppressor catches them slave catchers, because that's what the officers are, they slave catchers. And when they get caught by the slave catchers, they get put away behind a wall for a long sentence. And we don't have no might in our hand to just say, open up them doors and let them out. That's how you know you are oppressed. When somebody takes your son, you can't go there and say, let him out. When somebody takes your daughter and puts her behind a wall, you can't go there and say, let them out. You have no might in your hand. Verse 32, Deuteronomy 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fell with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. So your sons and your daughters shall be given into another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fell with longing for them all the day long. So while your son or your daughter is doing that 100-year bid, or that 50-year bid, or that 10-year bid, you're gonna be failing and longing for them all the day long. You're just gonna be wondering how long are they gonna be gone? Because we're not teaching our sons and our daughters to love one another. We're influencing them to hate one another. We allow it. We allow the oppressors to teach us to hate one another. Why? Because we want to be accepted by the ones who have a history of destroying us. You only get one outcome of that. You understand? You're either going to get down with them or you're going to lay down. Meaning you're going to die. They are going to destroy you. They are meant to be a curse to our people. All right? In Matthew chapter 10. This turning to the Lord is going to be challenging. But you have to have understanding of what's going on when you do choose to turn to the Lord. And understand that these scriptures is warning you. These scriptures is going to tell you. This is how you know these scriptures is true. The words of the Bible is true. Once you experience what the scriptures is warning you is going to happen, that's your sign that it's true. Matthew chapter 10. Let me see. Verse 34. So just be prepared to have family members walk out your life when you turn to the Lord. Be prepared to argue with your father, your mother, your cousins, and be prepared to see the ones who said that they love you walk away from you. You understand? But don't feel no type of way about it. Right? Christ warned you this was going to happen. Christ was teaching this was going to happen. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Right here it's saying he came to send a sword, man. Your discipline, your way of understanding certain matters, and your wisdom and giving solutions to certain matters, people are going to despise you, man. People are going to start to hate on you. People are going to say what you think you know it all. Why you think you know it all the time? When really you are just reading the Bible and you have an idea of what to do. You have solutions. Right? Verse 35, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. 36, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. What does foes mean? All right, let's look it up. Foes. What does foes mean? Foe, an enemy or opponent. All right? So you're being warned right now that you will have an enemy or an opponent of your own household, of your own family line, of your own blood, when you choose to turn and serve the Lord, man. And doing it Christ's way, not John the Baptist's way, but doing it by Christ's baptism. Right? And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Listen to what Christ is saying right here. He's telling you, so you that love your father's ways, or you that love your father's will, or your mother's will, more than the Lord's will, you're not worthy of the Most High. You understand? And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So all these people out here that's saying, oh, well, the reason why I allowed my kid to go trick-or-treating is because it's just for the kids. The Christmas gifts, it's just for the kids. It's for the kids. It's a scripture right here that's saying, he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it. So he that findeth his life shall lose it. What does that mean? You think that you found something in your life that fits you good, but it's not the Lord's way, right? So what Christ is trying to say is, he that findeth his life shall lose it. You choosing death. You think that, you hear the brothers in the ISUBK teaching on the corner, and you know it's true, but you think that your way is still more comfortable for you. It's still better for you. You're being warned that you're going to lose your life, man, because you're not listening. You're not listening to the wisdom of the Lord. You're not following his laws. Again, in Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. Let's get it again. Where it says, Baruch chapter 4 and 1, this is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. You understand? So even with brothers that come into the school, they do their 90 days, they get anointed, and then they start to do the work of the Lord, and then they start to fall off, and you just don't see them no more, or they just say, I'm not in the truth no more, I'm not in the school no more, I found my own life. I got my own life to live. Christ is saying, he that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. Let's say that again. He that loses his life for my sake shall find it. So if you lose your life because you were serving the Lord, you understand? That is a major reward. That is a major reward. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Understand how Christ is always telling you he was sent by the Father. So if you receive Christ, you are receiving him that has sent Christ. He that receiveth the prophet in the name of a prophet, he that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say to you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. Right? So turning to the Lord is a challenge, man. It's a challenge. You might lose your wife, or in the world they call her a girlfriend. You might lose your wife. But she not liking that you spending more time at school learning about the Lord rather than being up laid up next to her watching Netflix on your days off or after you get off of work. You understand? It's hard work being in the school. It's discipline that it takes to be in the school. Brothers work a 12-hour shift. Before going home, they make sure the family good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the kids eat. And then they go to make sure they get to that 7 o'clock class. They get to that 7 o'clock class. Why? Because it's a major important key to learn about the Most High God. Every brother and sister needs to have this sword with them so it could be their protection. That spiritual armor is what we need in today's world. It's our endurance. It's our protection. Having that understanding of the Most High God can get us through just understanding why a lot of things have happened in life. Understanding all the past trauma that we have gone through in life. Having the understanding of the Lord will get us through this darkness that we was so used to living in. But you got to follow that light. You got to follow the wisdom of the Lord. And Christ was the light to the earth. Christ is the light to the earth. Shalom. Shalom, Lord Christ. ISUBK St. Lucia in the building. Shalom, Lord Christ. What we got? Asha, Banya, Salah, I can't pronounce that. Shalom, Lord Christ, my brother. Come on, man. We gotta get back on our righteousness as a people, as a nation. And understand that it's a tough battle. It's a tough spiritual warfare. Because you're not going to have the support that you should have when you're doing it on your own. You need the brothers in the ISUBK. This is an army. It's an army of Christ, man. We're not going to let you fall. You understand? This is where you're supposed to learn how to stand 10 toes and bold like a lion. This is where you learn how to deal with all your problems that you couldn't deal with before in your past. All the nightmares that you have of your past, you come into the school, get counsel. We have a counsel department. This is where you learn how to change your life. This is where you learn how to live again. You get a new name, you get a Hebrew name. You understand? You start to wake up and experience life and look at life a different type of way. Why? Because you are now transitioning into that new you. And that old you is dead. You understand? Stop leaning into the wisdom of your own eyes because you will destroy yourself. Let me get that. And as I get these scriptures, make sure you're writing them down into your notebooks. And make sure you meditate on these precepts as you walking in your daily lives. Get Proverbs chapter 3. In Proverbs chapter 3 and 5, it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil, man. Fear the Lord and depart from your evil ways. Stop being wise in your own eyes. Stop thinking that you know it all. You understand? Christ just said, he that findeth his life loses it. You think that you come into the school, you go ahead and do your priest work for a few years, and And you know the discipline gets to you, so you drop your sword, you walk away. You think that you found your life. Understand that there's something coming for you, man. Understand that you can lose your life. Stop choosing death. Black man, Hispanic man, we choose death daily. And it's very suicidal what we do. The fact that we can't even take control over the members of our body, meaning that we wake up and we are rushing to get a drink of alcohol. We are rushing to smoke some weed. We are rushing to smoke a cigarette. We are rushing to eat the foods that we shouldn't be eating because we diabetics. We are suicidal as a people. We choose death. We don't know how to do things in moderation. We do things to the extreme. And this is why we are destroyed as a nation of people, man. It's my last scripture right here. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. You understand? And this is why we are destroyed as a nation of people, because we choose to live life by our flesh. Like our flesh is our God. Our flesh is our God. Our desires, our lust, that is our God. Those rituals that we do, you know, we wake up, we start smiling, we want to roll that blunt before we do anything. Before we do anything. Right? And that is why we are destroyed as a nation of people. We don't live to serve the Lord, we live to serve ourselves. And in the ISBK, you're going to learn how to not serve yourself. You're going to learn to be selfless. You understand? Not selfish, but selfless. You're going to learn to serve your people, serve the men above you. And that's what's going to get us out of this oppression that we are in today, man. Because right now we are at the bottom because we don't love one another. And if you read those curses in Deuteronomy 28, you're going to see all of the problems and all the situations, even in our history in Deuteronomy chapter 28, that we are suffering right now from, and suffering for what we choose not to do. We don't even want to be above all nations. We choose to be equal. We've allowed our oppressor to put this idea of being equal to everybody in our minds. And that is the American dream. We want to be American and white so bad that we will not accept Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 1. What the Lord is just saying, paraphrasing, of course, keeping his commandments, he'll put you above all nations of people. All right. With that being said, I'm going to end this class. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the Command and Jenny Hanna. If you like what you was hearing and you're in that Trenton, and you're in the Trenton City of New Jersey, reach out to the brothers in the ISBK. If you're seeking counsel, going through things, again, reach out to the brothers in the ISBK. Drop a donation to the ISBK.com. You understand? And with that being said, shalom, Israel.